it would be in tourney flags 1 or 2. So get your predictions in for the first world, incidentally. Oh, never mind. We're off. We got World 2, and we got an early pipe right away. And, okay, so fort is more or less required, looks like. And yes, all of our runners are going to go for it. Except for Teeks, he's actually playing 7-4 here. So everyone else is playing 1 fort, which, of course, based on logic, means the logic assumes you're always going for the item instead of boom boom. And in this case, it is much more advantageous to go for boom boom because it's going to save them a lot of time. So Teeks is done with 7-4. Mustard finished off the fort. So Teeks is taking an interesting route here. It's not going to overall pay off. He's in 6-1 right now, which is a pretty short stage. Cobra's dealing with a couple of hammer bros. Mustard's in 1-4. So everybody is kind of on the same pace right now. Even Teeks is in 1-4, even though he played an extra. Well, no, he didn't exactly play an extra level. He played the same number of levels as everyone else. He took a different route to get there. So it actually kind of breaks even. World 1 airship leads off. Mustard is the first. Macobra is... Pryor is going to be second. Getting there. So we have Morton, a regular Morton in the World 1 airship in every sense of the word. A 3-hitter and about a 2-12 wand grab for Mustard. Pryor is underway. Teeks is not far behind. Ooh, got hit. Got a questionable hit there. And Pryor will be second, 229. Teeks is third at about 232, and Macobra, surprisingly, last at 239. So get your predictions in for the next world if you haven't already. I'm going to say 5, and it's 7. Ooh, World 7 can be really, really rough. And luckily for the runners, it is a fairly linear route so far, taking them to 4-7-3 position on the South Central Island. And they get 3-9 to start it off. So everybody is pretty much on the same, almost on the same level here. And almost with, I was going to say about, oh, Pryor trying to sneak past the bullet bill, unfortunately got caught and takes an unfortunate death, our first of the evening. Ooh, dodges the piranha there, nicely done. So Mustard's going to do some pipe checks here. Oh, okay, so this is interesting. Ford in the top right corner, and it's 5F1. So the other fort is in the south west island, so it's a 50-50 play on this, and absolutely worth the gamble. Mustard has no problems with Boom Boom as Fire Mario. Let's see if the lock-in is indeed the correct one. And it is. So pretty much not a God World 7, but pretty close. And continuing the jet seed we saw last week, where our runners were flying through the seed. Teeks is stopping for a item choice. Gets a mushroom for it, unfortunately. World 5 airship. Well, Cobra taking a hit there. Mustard using the speed stretch for the World 5 airship. Just a music box. Well, music boxes actually have some surprising utility in turning bracket, because some runners will just try to fly through this seat as fast as they can and not take any detours. Get your predictions in for the next world. Cobra's vaulted into second. Teeks is about half a stage behind. Pryor's in the second Piranha stage. I'm gonna say World 4, incidentally. 537 for Macobra. Forward prediction. And it's World 3. Alright. So, World 3, like World 7, can be really good or really unpleasant, depending on the pipe draw, and they're going to have to play a level right off the bat, and it's one of the 8 lost levels of the game. So congrats in chat. You are a genius. Prior 612. So about a 1 minute difference between our runners at this point. And Kirby fan is quite correct. This is a Fred. Okay, so we've got Broken Bridge. So that's one of the 2 guaranteed locks. So that just begs the question, what now? Mustard's in 1-3, which has an item. I'm not sure if he's going to take it. He is going to take it. Macobra's took a second to think about that and decides to play 1-3 as well. So what item are we going to get today? Be anything, and it is a fire flower. So I think they were hoping for a cloud or something, or maybe a hammers have kind of lost their value at this point, unless you get lucky with World 6, or rare cases World 4. Teeks is saying no thanks to the item. Mustard's in 5-6. So Mustard maintaining about a 1-stage lead over Macobra, 52 right now. A lot of game left to be played. He's going for the Ford, and it's Super Tank. This is a good move, I think. It's available, and there's a few pipe checks after this that he can do, and I think... Okay, we'll know right away. Actually, now that I'm looking at the map, this is actually not a good play. Cobra is making the correct call, because we know where everything is. We know where the lock and the bridge is. So this is an unnecessary expense. Cobra has taken the lead as a result, and we get another Fred or vanilla level with the World 3 airship in World 3. Cobra taking a hit there. Let's see how nice Wendy is today. Oh, it is a regular Wendy. How many hits is she going to require? Just 3, so vanilla in every sense of the word. Cobra grabs it at 848, so we got a pretty quick seed so far with worlds 2, 7, and 3 off the board. What's next, chat? What are we going to see next? So, Teeks is on the world 3 airship. Pryor, I think, has figured it out. Mustard's grabbed the wand at about 9:04, I'd say. Got a 4 and a 1. I'm going to say 5. And it is 1. So, Ford is in the least favorable position. It's in the 1-3 location, which means they have to play 2 levels. Pryor is playing Super Tanks. Unfortunately, he doesn't need to. Mustard also taking the 1/4 level, and it's 6-4. Teeks think he got it in the wand at 923. So we got 4-5 now. Mustard went for the 1-2 fort, and it is another lost level. To answer chat's question, yes, I am solo commentating this evening. Pryor's in 6-2. I don't think he's figured it out, and it's deficit's starting to grow for him. Cobra's in 4F2. Cobra is still about a 1-stage lead on Human Mustard and about a 2-stage lead on Teeks, who's in the lost level now. Pryor's in 4F1. This is an unfortunate lapse for him. And Macobra is in Tanks. So we'll get another free item out of this at the end. I was gonna wait for the Thwomp to come back. Not quite comfortable with that thin jump. Ooh, Teek's taking a death in 4-5. We have not seen 7-1 or 7-6 yet, Voodoo. So, last up is in World 1 is 7-3. Pryor's finally got to the airship, but he is in a bit of a hole compared to his competitors. Seven three, almost finished for Macobra. Mustard just started. You know, well, Pryor handles Wendy. Sure, he'll do fine. Nicely done. Another music box for Macobra. You might want to consider using those at this point, because it's about 15 seconds every time you take on one, and at some point you've got to figure that it doesn't really make much sense to keep playing them, especially as you get later into the game, unless you're really looking for a hammer suit. So, World 2 airship, normal Larry. So we've got Worlds 4, 5, and 6 left as Cobra finishes off Larry. 1304. What's the prediction, chat? 4, 5, or 6? I'm gonna say, let's go for some vanilla. 5. Pryor actually went to 1-1 and gets 4-1 as his reward. Fire Nipper and moving piranhas, but nothing too terrible. It's World 6, so we got a fort and 2 pipes and 3 visible pipes, so this is interesting. Cobra's gonna skip the fort for the moment. He's gonna play the Hammer Bro and get Star. This is interesting. Mustard is playing the fort, and it is 7F2, of course. Mustard continuing on, Macobra, excuse me, continuing forward, and is in 6F2. It takes a death. Looks like he lost the handle on his jump. We've seen no bridges or locks yet, so this is very much an open question. Okay, this Cobra gets it this time and completes the underground skip. Teeks in the World 2 airship. about done with Larry. 4-hitter. So, there is a lock there. Is it required? No, actually, after Mustard finished his... There's a bridge up top, near, where that pipe usually is, so that means Macobra actually made the correct play, I believe. I think. I'm not 100% sure, because I don't know what's on the eastern island. On the eastern side of Iceland, yet. Ooh, Pryor taking a death there, in tanks. Cobra's in the waterfall lost level. Oh, Pryor armed himself with a frog suit, good for the damage boost, if nothing else. Ooh, Macobra is in 3F1. Pryor took a couple of hits there. Door 6 fort, no problem. So, frog suit is for Bowser fight? That's what they tell me. I've never actually done that, but yes. Is this it? It is. So, Macobra is holding steady so far, but won't know what the answer is until we finish this level, which is 5-4. Actually, we might not even know then, because it could still be a bridge that needs to be repaired at the end. Well, when Mustard runs these things, he can do whatever he likes, Voodoo. Okay, so Macobra, I think he realizes on some level, he might have to go back, and he found Atlantis on top of that. Gets, the second-hand stage, so whatever item he picks up here will be, and it's a hammer, just to, compound the irony. And, yep, there is a lock, so Mustard made the correct play going to 7F2 first, up to the fort up front, so Cobra's got to backtrack and then go all the way back after this. He's not going to be too pleased when he sees that it's 7F2. Pryor kind of dancing around with Larry there. So Pryor finishes him off and get the wand at about 1811. Soon he'll learn not to jump for those wands, because it actually wastes time, but Mustard taking the intentional death at Atlantis, as expected. We're going with Frog Suit for the second-hand stage, which ultimately not needed. Macobra's about to take care of Boom Boom, but that doubling back and having to do the route again is going to cost him precious seconds here. And that could ultimately make the difference, as Mustard is in the World 7 airship. So it'll be a last chance for a prediction, chat. What's the sixth world gonna be? It's 4 or 5. Nice speed strats there by Teeks to drop 5-4. Cobra using a P-Wing, and it's a good choice for this airship. This will make it go a little faster, and he can get a small time-saving clip. Ooh, Mustard tried to go for the fire kill, but ultimately not needed. It's a 2-hit Lemmy, and it's a 1932 World 5 completion. Macobra is maybe about 15 seconds or so behind. Mustard. Ooh, didn't get the clip where if you grab the wand with Mario mostly off stage, it will save you a few seconds on the animation. So the king telling Mario he wants his money for nothing and his chicks for free. Now Macobra's getting that message. So there's a fort up front in World 4. So good choice just to play the fort up front. You know, costs nothing. See if it'll create the bridge or not. 6F1 leads off. Cobra going for the star, and Mustard gets his, and he'll do a star kill on Boom Boom. Get out the orb. Chat. And it does create the bridge. Now it's just how long is it going to take to get there? This is actually where that hammer that they picked up, it will not come in handy. It could have, but it won't. Mustard putting the Hammer Bros to sleep. Good move. Arms himself with a frog suit for 5-8. Macobra is going to play Hammer Bro in front of him. Interesting choice. Gets a P-Wing. I think he's still looking for that hammer suit. He's not going to use the music box right away. He's going to hold on to it, I think. Cobra almost got short-circuited there. Another Fred with the World 4 airship. World 4, no less. See how Iggy's hitbox, he's got a thick Iggy. Tough is he? Not very. Looks like it was only 2 hits for the fight. And it's a 22:05 wand grab from Mustard. So we're making good time on the turning bracket flags tonight. Cobra holding steady. Peaks is on the World 7 airship, about a full world behind. This time he gets the wand clip, so he'll save about 3 seconds. And J-Money is correct. The last airship will be World 6. And do what the king says and give these runners a follow if you haven't already. So, early pipe. So this is an ugly world. This is an ugly World 5. So they're gonna have to go all the way. They're gonna have to do a couple of pipe runs here. Both Mustard and Macobra are in Fort Knott. 7F1. Pryor's just about done with World 6. Teek's just starting World 4. So Mustard is in the tower. I don't know why he's in the tower. Unless I'm missing... Did I miss something? I don't think that's the right play. Okay, I see now. I completely missed it. I forgot it was Paradox Pipe. Okay, so that makes sense. So the tower is in play, so this is kind of a good thing they don't have to do this twice. They only have to do this once, but it's still not a particularly pleasant prospect. And hey, there's Boss Bass. He's been absent all night, but he's finally making his debut appearance. So, say hi to Boss Bass, everybody, and say bye to Boss Bass in the Lost level. So Mustard is going to, I think, puts the Hammer Bros to sleep. Good idea. Gets 2 fort. Mustard holding about a stage and a half lead right now on Macobra. Macobra took out Boss Bass. That actually is a mistake because now he's going to have to contend with Boss Bass down below, and that could get kind of hairy down here. Shouldn't have any trouble, but it could. Luckily, the enemy sets aren't that complicated, but it could have been really dicey. Mustard having a little trouble in 2. Ooh, he takes a death to a drunk Hotfoot in 2 fort. That's gonna hurt. I don't know if he has another music box or not. He might, I don't know. But that's an unfortunate death, and now Macobra is right back in the race. It's only half a room behind, not even half a room behind, he's less than a screen transition behind. Just a 1-up from the item box, so Mustard might take a little slower here just to make sure he doesn't. He had a little trouble, I think, with the P-speed strats, and it all just kind of fell apart from there. They're dead even at this point. And Teek's taking out Iggy with Frog Mario gets the rare but always entertaining "Tonight we dine on frog soup" message. Always a hoot. So Mustard actually has to play those Hammer Bros that he put to sleep because of that death, so Macobra is now in the lead. Macobra is going to use a frog suit, unfortunately, used a 7-8. Not ideal, but he got through Piranha Alley okay. Gotta be a little careful, he's taking a lot of hits. Mustard's finished off the Hammer Bros. I didn't see if he got anything good off of them. No, not much there for the items. Cobra's gonna wait this out. Got a cloud? That actually could be used. That will be useful. He'll probably skip it after this level here because there's no point. Clouds in World 8 rarely pay off. Cobra is in 7-9, 7-8 and 7-9 back to back, and this one's got a cheap on top of that. So, and Macobra's got some problems here. He's got too many sprites on screens, so he's got to get rid of one of the Paragoombas to make it possible to grab the block. So, as expected, thank you, Ice Grove, for pointing it out. He will use the cloud and skip 7-9 and gets the World 6 airship. Taking a hit there, he timed his jump. Wouldn't be surprised if Macobra uses another P-wing here. On the airship, and we got a thick Roy. See how tough he is. Koopa kids in general have not been tough tonight, and only had 1 4-hitter, and Mustard go into World 8 with the lead at 28-43. Pryor's in Fort Knox. Peaks is in the Pipe Lost level. Ooh, Cobra missed the jump there. Dirty Harry from the King. Princess showing some Stockholm Syndrome there. So we've got 2 hand levels and a fort and its Air Force. So a linear start to World 8, which is both a good and a bad thing, depending on who you are. Having 2 of the 3 hand stages off the board is nice to see I'm sure for our runners. Oh no. Yeah, so the Navy So 1 stage gap between the runners, between our top 2 runners here as we go into World 8, and Mustard plays the tanks because it's a 50-50 chance on it being a regular level or a fort, and it's a regular level, but it's a pretty easy level, so he's just gonna play this because there's a pipe behind it. Mustard having a little trouble in the World 6 Lost level. See what Cobra is going to also play the Lost level. Okay, so... Okay, so we found the correct pipe, and there are 2 bridges that need to be created. He's going to play Super Tanks, which is 5F2, the Sky Fort. Get it out, get rid of it. And Macobra will do the same, so it's a question of which one will it be after this? Will it be the Navy stage or 8 Fort? We know where 8 Fort is, we don't know where Navy is. It's somewhere in the darkened portion of the map. Cobra is catching up to, so it is going to be 8 Fort and Navy that are going to create the bridges, so that's instructive. So now it's a race of execution, largely, I think, at this point. We got the 1.5 beta started off, so find the levels and get out as quickly as you can. That's what it's going to come down to. Neither player has a hammer suit, I believe, so I think they both have a couple of fire flowers on hand. Mustard's done with 1.5 beta. Cobra is right behind him, just a few seconds behind. Pryor is in the pipe lost level. Kind of waiting out Boss Bass here, going down. Alright, so Peaks has finished off Roy. Mustard's found the path to 8 Fort, and what do you know? It's a vanilla. It's 8 Fort and 8 Fort. Cobra's found the Navy stage, which is Air Force. We got the 3 of the 4 forts in World 8. 3 of the 4 World 8 forts in World 8. Go figure. Mustard was going for the 1 cycle on 8 Fort, didn't get it, so he's gonna have to reset the P-switch. Macobra's taking care of the fort number 3, so that's no longer a concern. Now it's just, can he get to 8 Fort before Mustard gets to Air Force? And he does, so Cobra is in control at this point. He's got a pretty, I think not a complete lead, but he's got a solid lead because he went exploring in the Dark World, and I don't know how long it's going to take Mustard to find it, or maybe not that long, actually, because he found it, and he is there, so now it is a race. Cobra is in the lead, just largely because of I think location. Cobra gets the 1 cycle. Mustard flying through Air Force, looking pretty good. Took a hit, unfortunately, so no fire kill for him. Cobra in control here. He's got Mustard sailing past the hand stage twice. Good for him. Cobra is in, and he's going to go straight for the Fire Mario, and let's see if he holds it. He's got this. If he doesn't, Although Mustard has burned through all of his items, so he is at a disadvantage here. So it is definitely Macobra's race to lose. Ooh, he got hit! Oh, is he gonna go for the backup and hope it actually pays off? He is gonna go for the backup, and it is a Fire Mario. That luck that paid off so handsomely for him, the championship against, Classic Gamer 88 has worked its magic here, but Mustard is really close. This is going to come down to Bowser execution. 35 fireballs to the head. Is it... The Cobra knows his strats. From Warpless, he shouldn't have any trouble here, and... Ooh, just gets him at the wire. Wow, what a finish. Mustard takes care of Bowser, but he will be just short. Macobra finished with an official SRL time of 35:51. Get out the GGs, folks. Mustard will finish second with an official SRL time of 36:06. GGs to both of our runners. So, Teeks has found the hand stage in the Dark World, and what do you know, it's 6-6. Teeks, I'm not sure he's going for an intentional death or not, but, okay, there it is. Maybe we find out about... There you go. All forts do not necessarily required. He's gonna have to play Air Force. He's gonna have to play Air Force. He's gonna play this first. He's gonna have to play Air Force because it's blocking his route to Bowser. Or well, Navy, but the Air Force stage, I suppose. I mean. Good routing, as it turns out, by Macobra and Mustard on top of everything else. Teeks, about done here. Pryor's in Air Force. Seems in terms of actual route, in terms of getting around, the only superfluous level is 5F2, but it's still required because you can't get to Bowser without it. Without passing. You can't pass to get to Bowser without playing it. Navy. Pryor, unfortunately, cannot use his hammers to break locks in these flag settings. It's a nice try, but no. Cobra in here for his interview. And we welcome to our chat the winner of tonight's weekly, Macobra 52. GG.
GG. So I'm suddenly having flashbacks to the tourney finals for the round 2 match there.
Yeah, it did not go unremarked. And actually, both of you going in, you had Fire Mario, Mustard didn't. then you got clipped, and then both of you made the play, and it worked out pretty well for you. But yeah, you were basically hanging by a thread about halfway through World 8. I think your routing was just a little sharper and your movement was a little better, but the lead did go back and forth a bit. He played an extra level in World 3. You had that you gambled on 7F2 not being required in Iceland, and oops, it was.
Yeah. If only hammers broke locks there, because I think the handles had hammers this time around.
Yeah, it's like, and just to have a funny with you, the second hand stage in 6-9's location giving you that hammer. It's like, oh, haha, you can't use this.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, but
well,
overall not a bad seed. I mean,
some interesting stuff. World 5 kind of had an interesting setup.
Yeah, that World 5 was really trolly, having to do Paradox Fight twice and take the tower back to the ground half to go across the bridge to beat the blue fort. That was a chore.
And that actually was where things swung, because Macobra, I had a miscue, I think, at somewhere along the way, and took a death in 2 fort. He got caught between the dry bones and the drunk hotfoot, and it got him. So he actually used up all of his music boxes at that point. So he actually had to go through both Hammer Bros. Although it wasn't a total loss for him, he got to skip 7-9 because he got a cloud.
Oh, I didn't find a cloud this whole seed.
Yeah, one of the Hammer Bros on the ground had it. Teeks is finished with an official SRL time of 41:40. GG's to him. Held serve for most of it, then ran into just a little bit of trouble in, I think it was World 1. He ran into a little trouble there, but a solid run. And Pryor found his way to Bowser, but he's got to play 5F2 to get there. So, but yeah, it was an interesting race. And there's just the four of you guys tonight, but some quality play on all sides.
Yeah, considering Teeks and Pryor are kind of on the newer end, I'm surprised like some of the routing didn't trip them up there like World 5, because that required some brain power for sure.
Yeah, Pryor was actually holding serve with you guys, and then he played a few too many levels in World 3. I think just had like a mental lock there about what was and wasn't needed, and that was also Mustard had the same problem. Played what did he play? I think he played, I can't remember. I think he played 4F. Oh, he played Super Tank and he didn't need to. Yeah, it was Super Tanks that wasn't required.
The Air Force, which was Navy, or
yeah. In World 3, played Super Tanks, wasn't required, and that...
the World 3 fort, yes, yeah. That was one of the rare instances there where actually you didn't have to beat a fort to actually get to the castle.
Yeah, that was surprising. That is pretty uncommon, although the placement of everything did make for some interesting challenges. Pryor's just about finished here. Got a few jumps with Bowser. Okay, he knows the head hitbox, so this should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I almost took a hit at Bowser right there. He jumped up pretty quickly and almost shot a fireball, and yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah, I think you would have. He was just about to hit you with his fireball, and you got your 35th hit on him, but it was a lot closer than I think people would realize.
Yeah, I mean, his patterns pretty much, I mean, the testers figured it out, but it's essentially random from a human perspective. So you can sometimes get those fast patterns like that. You don't have a lot of time to shoot fireballs.
Right. So Pryor has finished it off and get out the GGs. This is his debut after all. He finishes with an official SRL time of 44:49. So a very credible debut, considering. Yeah, that was very good. So I think we hit all the highlights. I mean, because of the routing, you got to skip that third hand level, and of course, which was in the bottom section of Dark World, and of course it was 6-6. But why not?
Must you navigate that lower half?
Yeah, I actually skipped it twice.
Wow.
Teeks is the one who found it, actually. We have Teeks and Pryor, so I'm going to bring them in here. And we welcome our third and fourth place finishers, respectively, Teeks and Pryor 57 to the chat. GG's.
Yeah, thanks so much. GG.
Thanks.
So, thoughts on tonight's little seed?
Yeah, I think I stumbled along the way. I think one of the first things that immediately come to mind was the extra fort that I did in World 3. I think in hindsight there was that extra pipe that I could have just taken straight to the airship, and
right.
But hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah, that did trip up 3 of you actually, so it wasn't just you.
I see.
But yeah, it's not ideal, but such as it is.
And I'm still getting used to the fact that a lot of the speedrun strats that I'm used to, that I just take for granted in vanilla SMB3, just kind of doesn't work in Randomizer. Because I remember in 6F1, I tried to damage boost past the spike bed, and then I just got completely bamboozled by one of the roto discs.
Yeah, they're good to know, but yeah, you can't exactly rely on them in Rando. And some of them do work fairly consistently, and then some like 6F1, for example, it's like you've gotta. It's almost like you gotta think on the fly. Like, can I do it? Can I not do it? It's one of those things where you just kind of have to make a kind of minor mental adjustment.
Exactly.
Pryor, your thoughts?
Yeah, that was my very first race.
Yeah, and did very well, I must say. 44:49 is a pretty solid time for tourney bracket flags, and that's the most advanced setting we played on in the tournament, and that's a very credible time.
Yeah, but I think the seed was very fast. I get caught by the fortress in World 3 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came here to have fun, and I think I did my best to not look that horrible. And
no, not at all. No, you did very well.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good. Well, I hope you do more weeklies. Always happy to have new faces in the crowd, and if anyone else would like to join our happy little community, please join. Races are free to everybody.
Yeah, always more the merrier. It's always good to have more people in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the coming weeks, you'll be seeing some new faces taking over, as I'm going to take a step back for a little bit. Cobra, Human Mustard, and its Paranoia will be handling the lion's share of the heavy lifting for the next few weeks, as I take care of other things. But they will do a great job and have been active and involved in the community. So I'm looking forward to seeing what new ideas they bring to the table. So I think that'll do it for us. I'll just take a quick peek at the schedule for tonight. What else we got on the docket on Speed Game? I know we got Magic going on right now on Speed Gaming 1. Currently, in 5 minutes on Speed Gaming 4, we'll have a A Link to the Past Overworld Glitches race on SG2. Currently have a FF1 randomizer race. There's a daily open race for A Link to the Past on Speed Gaming 5 as well. So a lot of Rando tonight. So if you enjoyed this Rando, there's plenty more where that came from. So thanks all for watching. Thanks to Cobra, Human Mustard, Prior, Antiques for racing tonight. Thanks to Feasel for the last minute assist with the putting everything together. And thanks again, as always, to Speed Gaming. And thanks all to Chad for joining us here this evening.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Big thanks to Speed Gaming, and thank you, Proa, for the additional commentary and general hosting.
No problem. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. GG, everyone.
GG's.
GG's.